Hi and welcome. I'm excited. I have my podcasting microphone in front of me. Looks pretty official. I'm recording this for the podcast as well because a lot of people have been wondering what the heck actually goes on behind the scenes of a business sabbatical, which is a great question because I didn't even have any idea until I started it. However, I did have a really good idea, I guess, of what I wanted to do in my time off. And for those of you who've been following The Suitcase Entrepreneur and my quest for freedom over at nataliesisson.com, you'll know that I took the entire month of April off my business. So no checking emails, no checking in with the team, no watching anything related to business, not thinking about business, and just taking a month off my business, The Suitcase Entrepreneur. And I then extended it into May. I appreciate it's May now, but I don't feel like doing a Facebook Live video to answer your questions feels like business to me, and I love my business, so it's you that I'm here for. You guys have helped me build it. And I do think you've got to talk about these things in the moment because several months down the track, I may actually forget what it really, really physically feels like to be in a sabbatical right now. Continuing it on through into June, and next week actually I'm going to be taking a digital sabbatical, so totally offline, off the internet, probably for 3 to 5 days. It's been a while since I've done one and I just want to disconnect. I'll be doing some reading thanks to Brendan Bouchard, Motivation Manifesto, and Tony Robbins, Unshakable. So these are a couple of the things that I'll be focusing on. I've also got some novels, and I just sort of have this bunch of books sitting over there on my shelf that I just want to chill out by the fire, play with my puppy, exercise, read books, and think, and just be. I want to practice the piano, and I just want to enjoy myself, which I already have been doing, and just do more of that. But today I wanted to answer specifically questions that you guys had from my The Reality of a Business Sabbatical, where I took you behind the scenes a little, sort of saying that often it's not everything that you expect, right? Because people go, oh, it sounds like such a great idea, and you're truly living your values of freedom of business and adventure in life. And thank you. Yes, I'd like to think I am. But the first month was kind of weird. I mean, I was moving into a beautiful new dream lifestyle property, getting a puppy, getting 5 chickens, setting up an entire house, because when you've lived out of a suitcase for close to 7 years, you don't really have much stuff. And it actually was managing a lot of projects. And I realized that I still hadn't fully given myself the time out to just enjoy and re-energize and get my verve and my mojo back for everything that I love to do. And the great news is it's starting to happen. So I've given myself more space, more time, and I can't ever fully stop. So I've been reaching out to networks where I now live and looking at potentially helping with getting a co-working space set up, which would be so awesome because I've used so many of them over the years as a digital nomad. And I've just been connecting with more and more people, especially women entrepreneurs, getting to know the area, and of course dreaming up lots of visions and ideas for what I would just love to do in the near future, not only related to my books that are coming out, but also making my Freedom Plan program the best ever, and just a bunch of other things that I've been wanting to work on for so long, and now I have the headspace to think about them. So that's one of the huge benefits of a business sabbatical, headspace. But I wanted to answer some questions from Angela Fitrati, who posted after my Facebook Live a couple of weeks ago. She said, "Hey Natalie, I'd love to know how the business runs without you, how often you check in, when you check in, what do you focus on, and how to know what to focus on and what can be managed without your attention." So I'm going to answer those first and then just go on to the next question. So the business runs without me because, as I've been probably like blasting from the rooftops for the last couple of years, you need to have great systems in place, sexy systems, freedom systems is really what I'm talking about. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that is a fantastic website that people can navigate to once they're there, a fantastic sales funnel that takes them on a journey to show them exactly what content they can consume, that they should sign up to receive more email updates from you, and what programs and products that you have to offer them that would be really beneficial. So if you have set all that up in advance, technically your business should run without you, without too much hassle. Now, that's the ultimate aim to get to at the end, right? So I know while I'm off on my business sabbatical, people are coming to my website through my podcast, through videos, through content, through some Facebook ads that I had done by a team member. And once they're there, they're reading and consuming the content, they're getting autoresponders that I've carefully set up and crafted to take them on a journey, and people are buying my products and programs that I have available to them. Now, I will absolutely say that business has kind of plateaued and even declined a little, because I'm a huge believer that energy in versus energy out applies to everything you do in life. So if you're putting energy into your health and fitness, it's going to pay off if you're doing it right. If you're putting tons of energy into your business and into the right areas, as Jeff Walker was saying the other day on his video, you've got to strategize and prioritize into the right areas, not just throwing yourself at everything. But if you're putting the energy into your business in the right places, it will grow. So naturally, when you take a step back from it, you'll find it doesn't as much. Like, I need to inject myself into my business. I need to be there. People sort of get that vibe. They see it from the things you're doing in the activity. But they also appreciate that I'm taking some time out. So I would say a fantastic website or place that people can land on, whether it's landing pages, sales pages, a great sales funnel really helps. So all those things are automated. And outside of that, some key team members, definitely starting with a virtual assistant who can do your customer service, check your emails for you, answer on your behalf. And to answer your question more candidly, Angela, anything that Angeline can't answer, my awesome assistant, she will frankly just say, we have some templated canned responses that are like, Natalie's off on a business sabbatical. I'm sure she'd love to hear more about this. Can I let her get back to you in whether it is June or July? And people are like, oh, that's great. Yep, absolutely. Thank you. Nothing is truly urgent. And the things that are more important, like somebody not being able to access a program or something not working or them needing a question answered, Angeline knows my business. She's been with me for almost 3 years now and in a part-time capacity. And so she knows often where the resources are or how to help those people. So that's been hugely helpful. And I have a small team around the world, and most of them right now are kind of on a break from me as well because I haven't needed their input as much. But if we do need to communicate, we do it typically through Slack. I am doing my best to not log into email at all. Luckily, I don't get too many emails now that people know I'm on a sabbatical, but essentially Slack is a place where we can just communicate briefly and I don't have to log on to anything else to communicate with them. And they all have their team objectives that they've been working on, our marketing and editorial calendar. We know what's coming out, we know what's working, and we've currently been reviewing that. Like, I asked my sort of team, especially Debashish, to review that while I was off on my break and come back to me with some recommendations so that when I'm back we can change tack or change strategies or change direction. So how often do I check in? I really, for the first month, didn't want to be contacted at all, and I think I received one email from Angeline, which was actually a personal one she forwarded on. In the month of May, there's been a little bit more contact, and I just pushed back the other day and said, oh, I think I'm answering a few too many of your responses, so she'd been forwarding them to my personal inbox, and I'd be happily answering because they're very quick answers, but I actually didn't even want to do that. So typically I'd say if you're going on a sabbatical, the point is to be off, but once a month is probably more than enough. Or if you feel that's a little too infrequent or you really want to know things, then probably every week, and just make it a short check-in and make sure you know what you're asking for. Your other question was, how do you know what to focus on that can be managed without your attention? Or, sorry, how do you know what to focus on and what can be managed without your attention? Most stuff can be managed without my attention. It's only when I'm creating new content or launching something that really all my attention needs to be on that, and I need to be driving my team. But outside of that, I've worked very hard over the years to set up sexy operating procedures and some really great strategies and direction for my team to be empowered to do their things and to do them really well. So right now, I'm focusing on my own learning and my own growth and understanding different areas that maybe I just haven't put aside the time to actually delve into. So I'm doing several online courses myself around the science of happiness, around health and nutrition. I'm learning, or I will be learning when I'm off my sabbatical, around e-commerce, and some getting up to speed more on social media. I used to teach it, I coach it, I love it, but I think the teachers should also become the student at any time during their life. You should always be upskilling. So I hope that answered some of those questions. And I think most things don't need to be managed by you if you've really got it down pat. So the best thing would probably be partnerships and key relations. But even those have been really well managed by my team because they know that I've dealt with these people for years. They can often answer the questions that those partners would like to ask me. But I think it's nurturing those relationships that's the key stuff that you still do want to focus on, or be really clear about before you go on a holiday or a break or a sabbatical, is just to say they will get back to them and that you will still serve them, but that there will probably be a bit of a space or a time between that. So it's always just really good to get clear on communication of what people can expect. And the next part of your question, drumroll, is, have there been any situations where your absence has created a situation? And has your business income finances been affected by your absence? So the second part, absolutely. As I said, energy in versus energy out. I wouldn't have expected so much to be going, because typically when I'm putting energy behind the business and driving new initiatives and projects, business grows, and when I step away from that, business kind of plateaus. But I've been pleasantly surprised that it's been earning really, really well over the last couple of months without me there. So that proves I don't always need to be there. And I think, to answer your question about has my absence created a situation, I think it's probably provided relief to my team, to be honest, because normally I'm like, hey, have you done this? Where are we at with this? Etc., etc. And they're probably enjoying the break from Natalieville, to be really honest. You know, they're having some more freedom. Freedom there, this one. I can't point my, it's really hard to do that, this bit. I placed it there strategically for you. So I think there have been no situations that have arisen. I wasn't expecting anything major. We had pretty much planned out our year ahead, so I didn't expect any hurdles or anything major that would come up, and so therefore no situations. But if I was to think about situations, it would probably come back to a sense of clarity around communication. So if you were working on, if you had clients and partners that you were working with and they really didn't quite know what to expect, I'd say the only situation caused by you not being in your business for a while would be a lack of clarity around expectations, priorities, objectives and milestones while you're not there, who to contact, who to reach out to, how to move forward on projects if you're not the person who's absolutely able to drive them like you normally would be. So those are the sort of things that you probably want to think about. Hi Mahmood. I do have books in the market. Yes, The Suitcase Entrepreneur is my main book that came out several years ago, and it's just been picked up by a major publisher, which is really exciting, and it's going to be re-released, the third edition, in the North American market in September, but it's also available on Amazon right now in other countries. And I do have the Freedom Plan book, which will be coming out next year. I'm excited. I've written that, but it's in the process of editing. And I have several books under my sleeve, or really I should say in this head, that will be released over the next couple of years. Talking a lot about this. So hope that's given you guys some insight, and just wanted to pop in and say hello to my beautiful Freedomist community and give you some understanding behind what a business sabbatical is. You can make it whatever you want, really, but the point is to take time out from your business, to get the creative juices flowing, and to really just actually come back to your roots and focus on what you loved about your business in the first place. And that has been so enlightening for me so far. So you'll be seeing some new initiatives from me when I'm back on board. In a month or two. I'm really energized and juiced about what I want to be doing, but I'm doing my damnedest to just chill and relax for another month, because I think I'll get even more insight and creativity about what I really, really want to be focusing on and what I want to bring to this world to help you guys to have more freedom in business and adventure in life. So thank you so much for joining, and I'll be doing more Facebook Lives over the coming weeks.